One of our favorite things to do here at BCM is our Give Back episodes. We like to show support to people who need them. The police have been getting hammered in the press lately, unjustly. We'd like to show our support to all the policemen all across North America. Jason Hallmark of the Austin Police Department is headed with me to Mike Zemek and Blue Rock Outfitters on his very first mule deer hunt. Blue Rock Outfitters and Mike Zemek, year number 7. It's a hunt we always look forward to. We always look forward to going out there, but this year was going to be a little bit different.
My name is Jason Hallmark. I'm a 9-year police officer with the Austin Police Department.
Policing's not something that you do. It sort of becomes, the cliche is that it's kind of a calling, but it's not for everyone. I kind of wanted to do it when I was a little kid, and always thought it was something interesting. And when I got out of the Army, I really missed having the camaraderie and working for something other than just a paycheck. But I chose this life as what I wanted, and I don't regret it.
I called Mike up, and Seth and I had talked about doing a show to give back. We wanted to show our support for the police in this country. They've been getting hammered in the press lately, and it's just unfair.
There's been an all-out assault on police across our nation. This vocal minority of people that just hate the police, and they're constantly protesting us. It really changes and impacts your day-to-day and interactions with people. And when you have big incidents like what happened in Dallas, where 5 police officers in one day were murdered, man, it really impacts you, because those are patrol cops like me. How do you go out there and deal with the public, knowing that there's a very select few that would just rather see you dead? And the answer to that is you do your job as you would any other day.
When I asked Jason if he wanted to go to Blue Rock with me, he couldn't believe it. He was very appreciative, jumped on the chance, and I knew he was going to represent the police in this country well. Jason, I think you're really going to enjoy this. I know we've been talking about it for a while now, and I know you're excited because you've been texting me and calling me. But there's one good thing about coming out here so many years. I've even forgot. I think it's 7, 8, 9 years, somewhere around there. But we keep coming back, and there's a reason. Blue Rock he puts on a great hunt. We arrived at Blue Rock, got introduced to everybody, settled in, and the first thing we have, like we always do when we get out there, we went out there to check the rifles.
This is my 300 Rum by McQuarter. It's got a Hart barrel, the Swarovski X5 scope on it. This is the 3.5 to 18 by 50. Excellent optics. Early morning, late evening, just gets all the light you need in the boarding action. and he's shooting 210 grain burgers. So this is a killing machine, it always has been.
Jason was going to be using my McQuarter 7mm STW. It was topped with a brand new X5 5-25 by 56 Swarovski. It was going to be shooting 180 grain Berger VLD bullets. Both these rifles have been tack drivers in the past, and we expected no different now.
These are mine. Like I say, mine's just sighted in at 100 because I haven't got the turret yet. Yours has the turret. It's 1.5 inches high, so it'd be dead on at 200.
Yeah.
This is the first one that surprised you.
Yeah.
The new trigger, right?
Yeah, I wasn't ready for it.
These two, they're good.
Brush Country Monsters is brought to you by McWhorter Custom Rifles, the most accurate hunting rifles in the world. Yeti Coolers, built for the wild. Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue, real Texas barbecue. Safari Club International Foundation, first for wildlife. And Hoff Power Auto and Outdoor Stores, over 50 years in Central Texas, and we couldn't have stuck around this long if we were steering you wrong. Brush Country Monsters is brought to you by Chupacabra Rub. Put it on meat, put it on veggies, put it on Texas. Swarovski Optique, see the unseen. Hart Rifle Barrels, unparalleled performance, handcrafted one at a time. Berger Bullets, shoot better, shoot Berger. And John Burrell's High Adventure Company, the finest collection of big game hunting, wing shooting, and sport fishing destinations in the world.
What's the plan today, Mikey?
Well, we're gonna go check out some alfalfa fields this morning.
All right.
So hopefully, it's pretty warm this morning. We'll see what happens, but they've been hitting it pretty hard.
The first morning rolls around and we're both excited. It may be 7 years for me, but it never gets old. It was Jason's first mule deer hunt in the mountains, and he couldn't wait to get out there.
So coming into this hunt, I looked at the weather forecast and they were talking about some warm temperatures, and knowing that and the time frame of the year, we knew that we had to hit food sources. The rut's not quite hitting hard yet, and so them big bucks, they're around the does, but they're not in with the does. And them does are hitting food sources right now. So if you hit those food sources, you know you're gonna have a good buck around there.
We spotted a nice mule deer the very first morning.
This is my first time being in the big country of Montana, and I didn't realize just how hard it is to gauge the size difference in the animals that are there compared to in Texas, where everything's much smaller.
You like him? I like him, but I think I'd like to keep hunting.
We're going up into some timber here, and we just got through the gate and we found these bucks just laying down there. This guy was ruddy, and you could tell the time of the year. It's getting close. And this buck, he come walking right to us. We couldn't believe it. We didn't do anything. We're just a bunch of yahoos standing on a hillside, and he got interested and come check this out. At one point in time, I think that buck got probably within 25 yards. I didn't want to move too much, and when he started going away, I ranged him when he was raking the tree, and he was at 40 yards. And so, I mean, for a buck that caliber to come that close with us standing out there, that was pretty crazy.
I think these Blue Rock guys have these things trained to come and sit still for us, because, man, that's one of the coolest things I've ever seen.
After the early morning and all the deer had already gone back in the trees, of course, that's where we headed.
Kind of the way that we like to hunt out here, and with the vast tracts amount of land that we have, we're able to do this. Get up on these high points with our Swarovski spot scope, and you can cover a lot of country that way. Pick out them bucks in their bed, or see them out there chasing some does.
Day 2 had been a long day. We didn't have any kills, but there was something to get excited about. We were headed back to camp, and it was Rudy's day. Day 3 rolls around and the weather has changed. It's misty and it's rainy and we're heading back to the hay fields.
There's one out there that's got one heck of a frame on them. And then there's a nice 10-point out there.
Brush Country Monsters is brought to you by Big & J Long Range Attractants. The aroma is super strong, the range is super long. Borden Accuracy, makers of the Rimrock, Alpine, and Timberline custom actions. The G7 BR2 Ballistic Rangefinder, built for the first shot. Swagger, the bipod with moves. Revolution Safe Company, inspired by Pendleton, rotating gun management made simple. And New Breed Archery. No hype, just hunt.
So with Lamar's buck, we had these alfalfa fields and they had a pile of does on there. And I knew if you spend enough time in one spot, a good mature buck is going to come out and check them out.
As we get there, we spot a really nice whitetail. Probably ought to take the STW. If we do bust him and he kind of runs off, if he does stop, we can laser him real quick and I can dial in faster, and the G7 will tell us real quick how far he is. And this deer is down a long ways off with a bunch of doe. We have to put kind of a short stalk. We got to keep a hill in between us, but we're in a wide open hayfield. So the object is to get me in range, and when we did get down, I got it set up on the bipods. It didn't take me long to get it on his shoulder, and I dropped it.
He's the third deer, right? From the left?
Yeah. He's the second one to the right.
Ready? That's great, man. My first Montana whitetail. And in the rain, after 2 days of 80-degree weather.
Yeah.
You said they were here, they'd come out, so I tell you what, he's a pretty deer.
Yeah.
He's a solid 8 with mass, a little light colored on the horns, a split G2 on the right. He's a gorgeous deer. I couldn't be happier.
Cool.
One down. This is great. Whew. Hands are cold.
A little chilly.
Look at that split. That's nice.
Oh, he's beautiful.
Oh, good pick, Mike. Thank you, Jason. I think that's a pretty good representation for my first Montana whitetail.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Oh, look at the head on it.
Oh yeah, his teeth are all wore down. Big old snout on him.
Great G1s, good beams, mass. For my, like I said, for my first, I keep saying it, but it is my first Montana whitetail. Tell you what, the third day's a charm. The weather changed, rained all night, drizzle cold. It's 39 degrees right now. My hands are freezing, but all worth it. Good shot.
They kept on working a little bit closer, and
I lost him at one time, but when I found him again, it was the McQuarter did his job. I love that new Swarovski scope, man. Because it was still drizzly and early in the morning, and it picked up all the light I needed. It was really good. Thank you, Mike. This is great. I'm gonna take me back a Montana whitetail and put it on the wall. This is great.
yeah.
We're starting to drag this deer out, and we look up and Mike stops and he tells Jason, there's the deer that you turned down the first day.
We're doing a little bit of glassing right now to see if this is in fact the buck that we want.
He's 500 yards. And he's a probably 25-inch 4-point double eye guards, and then he does have a little kicker out one side. About like that. So he's probably like the kid to the one that I had picked out over here.
We think.
Well, he's a mature deer. We could definitely shoot him. It's just I can't get you any closer than 500 yards right now, and that's usually out of our shooting range. I try to do 300 and in.
Okay.
We got a little bit of a breeze this morning, but he'll be right back down here tonight.
Okay.
We had a great cold front come in last night. Rained most of the night. Drizzly, cold, 39 degrees this morning. And now what Mike does when he does this like this, you can see how it's hazy and it's overcast. he'll get up on these ridges and these high points, and he just glasses. Got a little pressure off me. Now if I can get Officer Hallmark, his first mule deer, I think we'll be doing good. So.
Today we'll conclude our series of the elements of a custom rifle. We'll talk about aesthetics.
Aesthetics we take very seriously. It's something near and dear to our hearts. We don't really have a package guns like a lot of other manufacturers, just a few choices. We offer the wide variety of stocks that we've already talked about, but the custom color paint schemes that we offer on them are probably wider than anybody else in the industry. Our painting is done with Duracoat paint with a Dura Velvet finish on top of it to not only give it that soft feel, but to give it a protective coating. Our metal finishes are all baked on Cerakote. We offer every color that Cerakote offers. In addition to that, we have some mixtures of our own, such as Midnight Gray, Sniper Gray, and Twilight Gray. So, you know, everything that you see on our website, we can do. We can exactly replicate it, but we're not limited to what you see. We are a total custom shop.
So take a look around our website, give us a call, let us build you a rifle of your dreams.
And that's our On Target Tip of the Week, brought to you by McWhorter Custom Rifles.
That afternoon, we went back to the hayfields. Mike set up where we had seen that deer and where we'd put him to bed. And so we set up to where we could watch him come out, hopefully. That's the way the deer had been patterned, and he had been doing it because we had seen him 3 times.
There's your boy. I'm hoping he hops the fence and comes trotting down the hill.
So Jason's buck hops in, comes into Montana, and is on a beeline straight for us. So we get out on, we're in this wide open hillside, and he lets us get away with it. We get set up, and he's coming into us. He starts out about 400 some yards away, and he comes in about 336 yards.
He's still walking to us. Let's get right up here.
We were laying down in the prone position. Jason was ready for any length of shot, and at 335 yards, he presented a perfect broadside shot to Jason.
336.
How far is he? Range? I remember my heart was racing. I couldn't look through the scope. I was afraid if I looked at him while he was walking down, I'd get buck fever. He was the biggest thing I'd ever seen in my scope before.
Congratulations, sir.
Thanks, Mike.
Heck yeah.
All like a sack of taters or what?
Oh man. Now the adrenaline.
Isn't that cool though? You got somebody ranging for you like that. You just say, give me a range, give me a range. You can just dial wherever you need to go. He's walking to you, from you. No, that's good.
I like that. Man, yeah. I put that McWhorter to work. He hammered him. And this is a buck that we saw day one and I passed on. It's been eating me up since we saw him. You know, if you see one that you like day one, just shoot him. That's right. And we've been hunting hard the last couple of days. Billy Goat Mike here has been running us over the hills, and I'm dog tired. And this guy came in just like what he said he would. He came in and we put the McWhorter to work. We ranged him with the G2, put that 7 SCW burger bullet right there.
When Jason got up to his first mule deer, I was really happy to be there and be part of this. He was so excited about it. He couldn't have been more appreciative.
I think this is the biggest animal I've ever killed.
Good job, sir.
Thanks, Mike. Wow.
Here, buddy.
Look at that big sticker coming off of there. Man, right where I wanted him. Holy cow, this is exactly what I was looking for, Mike.
Good.
This is exactly what I was looking for. He's got little bits of trash everywhere.
Oh, I've never even seen that point.
Yeah, he's
That's cool.
got this one and then a sticker on the back side. Man, this is
A
awesome.
lot of them don't have brow tines.
I
We've
know.
got brow tines and a couple of kickers.
Brow tines,
And double
kickers.
ports.
Man, he's just awesome. I looked at him and I didn't understand just how big the deer are here. And I didn't understand, because looking through that, down in that hayfield, these horns being kind of light colored, and the grass he was in, I didn't know how big he was. And you know, then Mike talked to me about it a little bit, and he kind of let me know that he's a little bigger than I thought he was. And man, he was right. This thing is he's a monster.
I want to say thanks to Brush Country Monsters and all the folks that made this hunt possible. The money came from somewhere, and that person is in my biggest debt, and I know that at some point in my life I hope to be able to repay that by paying it forward to somebody as I'm financially able to do so. I can say that I've never done anything like this in my life, and it's left me with some memories that I'll take with me forever.
Blue Rock Outfitters never disappoints. And Jason Hallmark, we here at BCM appreciate everything you do and all the men in blue across this country. Until next week, always remember, keep God and family first.